Y'all, out for my walk, getting my steps in, doing my thing. Hope y'all are doing good. See who tunes in. Give some people some time to get up in here. Hope you're having a blessed day. Good day. Fruitful day. It's Friday. Lot to be grateful for. Sup. Gonna talk about the Jamaica video today. This new guy. Everybody's coming out the woodwork to have these conversations, and they don't know what they're talking about. Unbelievable. This dude really said Jamaicans, the sound systems weren't created by the Jamaicans. Who were they created by? What you talking about? Dude. Anyway, I want to have that conversation. Talk about some of the comments. Funniest thing in the world. What's up, y'all? We know where you're from, where you at. Leave a chat in the comment. Just let me know who's watching. Yeah. All right. So something else from let's go. You might hear some wind. It's a little windy out here. It's okay. What's up, y'all? Shout out to the chat. I'm just on my walk. And so I figured while I get my steps in, let's get some truth in. What's up, Monkey Ortega? I don't know who you are, but what's up? Thank you for coming in. Thank you for checking me out. Thank you for checking me out. Yeah. All right. Out here just walking. What's up? What's up, Randy? We're going to talk about the video, the Jamaica video. Jamaica. That's what we're going to talk about. I've actually created a playlist on the channel on SOUNDCLASH culture. So it's just been really amazing to see all of the Jamaicans that are in the comments that are saying factual information about the fact that the sound system culture, SOUNDCLASH culture, comes from Jamaica. This live will also go into that playlist. Okay. We're going to talk about toasting as well, but we'll see what that is. So that's the subject. That's the subject. Today. Agents of chaos are still roaming the internet, huh? They are still out here trying to divide and conquer. It is what it is. Keep going. We keep going. Edge, what's up, man? Got one of my channel members, Edge, 5754. What's up, man? Thank you, bro, being a part of the channel. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the video. There's another character that's out here making videos about stuff he knows nothing about. And you can see the whole time he's doing his videos, he's reading off a screen or he's reading off some notes because he doesn't know this stuff. So he's just reading. And he's taking the typical sound bites that everybody else takes and does what he does. So he made one of the dumbest comments I have ever heard, that sound system, sound clash culture doesn't come from Jamaica. Well, where does it come from? And so what they want to say is, well, if you listen to Cox and Dodd, that's their go-to, right? They take a little 5-second sound bite, literally 5 seconds. Little 5-second sound bite with him saying, yeah, America. And they run with this narrative. Now, Cox and Dodd said that he got toasting from the Americans. We're not even talking about toasting, but is that what Cox and Dodd said? Context is everything. Let's keep that, let's keep that the focus. Context is everything. The other thing is they'll try, so we're talking about the sound systems, they'll try to say, well, he got the idea of making big speakers from the juke joints and the juke boxes in the South. My comprehension skills are at an all-time low. It's not what he said. He clearly says, this is what he clearly says, that when he went to these spots, there were no sound systems. They only had jukeboxes. That's what he clearly says. And so he liked the design of the jukebox and thus wanted to make a speaker box that kind of mimicked the glass and the writing on it. That's all. Sound system culture comes from Jamaica. And stop with this nonsense. Please stop with this nonsense that they're a third world country. How could they be that, advanced and come on, man, stop that. You sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. Oh my God. Yes, truth teachers in the building. Jamaica, stand up. Jamaica, stand up. Again, trying to take credit from the originators. In fact, when you listen to the Cox and Dodd interview, which I'm going to be doing a special on that interview, I'll leave that for another time. But You'll hear him say that after rock and roll came to Jamaica, they weren't really feeling it. They didn't like it. So he knew he had to come up with something else, something unique, paraphrasing, for his people, for the people of the island. Okay? And he said the year, this was around 1955. So my whole thing is this. When we look at toasting, now they're claiming toasting. Now they're claiming toasting. When we look at toasting and we see what toasting consisted of, when we look at the radio DJs, the jive talking radio DJs, Jocko Henderson, the typical people that they mention. Hold on, y'all. Let me take off my jacket. The typical people that they always mention. Jocko Henderson and the others. And they start to, give me a minute. Hold on. Take my jacket off. It's a little warm. All right. Excuse me. Pardon me. And they start to compare and say that's where the Jamaicans got the idea for toasting, for chatting. While it is true, Cox and Dodd does say, I started toasting, and he said, the interviewer said, where did you get the idea? You got the idea from America? He says, yes. Yes. Getting an idea. We get ideas from each other all the time. But when you look at what he did and what the radio disc jockeys were doing, I put this in the comments earlier. Were the radio disc jockeys, were they rhyming over dub plates? Was there a set they were doing? Or were they just talking? You know, what were they doing? I'm here to put more strut in your butt, more dance in your... Yeah, it froze a little bit there for some reason. Okay, hopefully we're back. But this is why in the video I just did, I put in there, I said, so this, and I put a 1970s toaster in Jamaica. I believe it was in Jamaica. I think it was in Jamaica. And he's rocking the crowd. And then I put Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. But you can't say toasting came from that. They don't even sound the same. So if we're saying the idea, okay, then we got to go back to the original. Did we know that jazz was influenced by the European marching bands? Shout out to Truth Teacher, who spoke on this numerous times. No, it's not the same thing. No, we didn't do that. No. Oh, it's different. It's different. It's different. You created that out of thin air. It's different. Huh. Come on, man. Come on, man. Toasting and SOUNDCLASH culture come from Jamaica. When rock and roll hit Jamaica in the 50s, Cox and Dodds said, we got to do something else. And he started dub plates, toasting, all of that. Come on, man. Believe the brother's name is Count Machuki. Hope I'm saying that right. You got those originals, those early dudes. Different, totally different. Totally different, not the same. Coxon even said you kind of, we were listening to the Boogie Woogie and, Fats Domino. And so, Fats Domino and these dudes inspired the toasters in Jamaica? What? Yeah. The last video that I debunked this dude on he actually said, this is a doctor, yo. This is a doctor who's reading his information. This is a doctor. And he actually said, what sounds did Puerto Rican? None, you don't find it. But then he said, but this is what we had. And he said, people like, I think, Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington. I'm like, what DJs were taking break beats from Louis Armstrong records? Who were these DJs taking break beats? And then he got in the comments and he said, don't cherry pick. I misspoke on that part. Bro, you misspoke on everything. Stay out this conversation. You from Connecticut, bro. Stay out this conversation. Stay out this conversation, brother. You're going to make 2 videos and try to push yourself off at some... Come on, man. You're jumping on the bandwagon. Agent of Chaos. Another one. Another one. Another one. And I'm always catching the other character out there like that too. Because he's another liar. He's another liar. Always catching him out there. I remember one time, Randy could attest to this. I remember one time the other character was talking about Tito Puente. And he actually said, I doubt that Tito Puente even was in that recording session. I bet you they just used his name. Something like that. I found a video with Tito Puente and Master G, Tito Puente Jr. and Master G talking about the session. Then he came back, I made a mistake. I'm man enough to own, bro. You're full of it, bro. You on your kick. That's what you on, your kick. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about. See what no DJ used jazz. It's the sampling era where they start using jazz, right? Now there might have been some stuff before that, but we're talking about the breakbeat DJs. Probably jazz, you would say, would be Bob James, Take Me to the Mardi Gras. Those kind of, again, with the the Latin percussions all up in the mix. Come on, man. Come on, man. I got something real cute for y'all coming up with Jimmy Castor. Yeah. With Jimmy Castor. I'm gonna drop that tonight. That's funny. Luna 17, what's up? Praise the Lord. So yeah, man, these dudes, and you got the Jamaicans all up in the comments. That's one thing I don't understand though. The Jamaicans be up all in the comments for a video on Jamaica, but the Puerto Ricans, they don't say too much. They don't say too much. We got some, but these dudes were coming out in force. The video's almost like 2,500K in a day. That's because they ain't gonna stand for people trying to misrepresent their culture. They know what they did. They know who they are. Huh? Oh my God. Yeah. What's up, Incredible Hulk? Microphone check. His definitive history of hip hop. Stop trying to steal people's creations. Microphone check, huh? Okay. If you want to believe that, you go ahead and you enjoy that. You go ahead and believe that. You could go ahead and believe Trixie is the creator of breaking. You could go ahead and believe that Cornbread is the creator of graffiti writing, modern graffiti as we know. You go ahead and believe those lies. More power to you, man. Do your thing. Do your thing. I debunked that video, and what does Tariq do? He removes the video and gives me a copyright strike because I did a 30-minute, somewhere in that range, of totally debunking some of the narratives. Crazy. Let's give you an example of one. Here's one. When we get to the part where Shirok is speaking, and Shirok says, we were in a circle and there was a little Spanish kid, and I remember his mother came and grabbed him and pulled him away. Well, the idea was his mother probably didn't want him around us. You don't know why his mother pulled him away. You make these assumptions with these crazy edits. You don't know why his mother pulled him away. Stop capping. You crazy. She calls herself a nomadic bee girl. Yet the nomadic bee boys say they never saw her. Okay. Jamaica, Jamaica. Caribbean, baby, the Caribbean. It's funny how my man came back and he's like, you're nobody. Tariq tore you up. Yeah, he didn't respond to the first debunking that I just gave him when he said, there's no Caribbean or Puerto Rican sounds in hip hop. It's not there. And then I showed him. I showed him Jimmy Castor. I showed him Tito Puente. I showed him Jimmy Delgado. I showed him all those. That's who I showed him. And he's yet to respond to that. Said I was cherry picking. And he misspoke. You misspoke about a lot of things, bro. You're reading scripts. November 30th, the re-edited, re-release, The Bronx, the Home of Hip Hop. Be on the lookout. And after that drops, keep doing little interviews, but then I'm continuing to dive in headlong with the book that will be released December 25th, 2026. That is the definitive date. But November 30th. Let's get it. All right, Truth. I appreciate you, my brother. We got to do it live again. Good talk about this. Blacks and Puerto Ricans have never collaborated on anything. Respectfully, we were never together. Okay. Wow. Who's this character? Who is this character? We never collaborated on. See, they say things and then they got to backtrack. We never collaborated on anything. We were never together. Yet, we go back to the 1900s and we see James Reese Europe recruit for the Harlem Hellfighters. He recruits Puerto Ricans, namely Rafael Hernandez and his people. Then we see Fletcher Henderson with Bob Escudero in the early ragtime bands. And then we see Duke Ellington with Juan Tisol with the great classic Caravan. We get to hip hop. No. We get to the Mambo era. And we see the jazz musicians going to Birdland to rock out with the jazz musicians. I'm sorry, we see the jazz musicians going to the Palladium Ballroom to rock out with the Latino musicians. We take a detour. And we see the Latino musicians going to Birdland to rock out with the jazz musicians. You have people all up in the Palladium, like Duke Ellington, Miles Davis, Quincy Jones, all of but we didn't get along. We didn't rock together. We didn't collaborate. We didn't do anything. You see some of these same people doing numbers with Machito and his Afro-Cubans. Come on, man. And then we get to hip hop. And we see people like Disco King Mario with Tex DJ Hollywood, Black and Puerto Rican. We see Charlie Chase with Tony Tone, Black and Puerto Rican. We see people like Lele and Apache, the PM Fun City crew, Black and Puerto Rican. Come on, man. The list goes on and on and on, even in the gang era, Black and Puerto Rican. In the interview that I did with Bambaataa, Bambaataa said they even had the Puerto Rican flag patches on their jackets. That's how much they were together. So my good friend, go watch the Bambaataa interview and you tell me what it was. But you obviously don't know what it was. So you keep on promoting your little story. It's okay. It's okay. You're funny. But anyway, that's I just wanted to come on. Let me see what the chat's saying. Just had the the B-Boy Awards. The B-Boy Awards just happened. And actually, it's called the B-Boy Hall of Fame. Mucho Puerto Ricans up in the building, right? Mucho Puerto Ricans up in the building. Want to pay homage to a couple of people as we pay homage to some people. Actually, Randy, there it is. Randy was there, and he was at the Hall of Fame Awards, as he is every year. And the Hot Feet Rockers, kind of a sister crew to Rocksteady Crew, was being honored, as well as the Time Machine Squad from Puerto Rico, as they were being honored. They are the equivalent of the Rocksteady Crew in Puerto Rico. They've been dancing, I think, somewhere in the area of 30 years, something like that. I thought that's what they said. Rand could speak more about that. I obviously wasn't there, but just interesting stuff that we just, we have to keep talking about this. We have to keep bringing out these truths. I had an interesting conversation with a brother from Poland. And this brother from Poland a while back hit me up and he was like, why do you keep on pushing the Puerto Rican narrative? Like, why do you keep pushing it? It wasn't like that. There's a dude from Poland, right? Okay. And then I just spoke to him the other day. And then he saw the Africa Bambaataa interview. And we spoke after. And he said, I owe you an apology. Now that I heard it from Bam, I know what you've been saying is absolutely correct. This ain't about me, y'all. This is about the story, the history. This ain't about me. I'm a little guy on the totem pole. I got 3,000 subscribers. I'm a little guy. I don't do this for that. And I got to keep reminding myself why I do this. To speak truth to power. That's it. That's it. You know? Isaiah White, don't talk what you don't know, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. SOUNDCLASH culture has nothing to do with Black American culture. You don't know what you're talking about. Not a thing. It's always the same few dudes with the same talking points. It's either him or Malik Bey or the bro. Same thing. Same talking points. Oh my gosh. Nobody said it had anything to do with hip hop's creation. My dude, do you even listen? Nobody said that. What we said is that Herc utilized the SOUNDCLASH culture idea from his native Jamaica, which he would have learned from his father, which he saw when he was a little boy. That's what we're talking about. Some of the first jams that you see, the first battles that you see, are not between MCs. They're between DJs. They're between DJs. And yes, there were the DJs in Brooklyn and Queens, King Charles. Just go and watch the Founding Fathers documentary and see how many of the Jamaicans were the ones building those sound systems. Come on, man. This comes from Jamaica. I already showed you. Cool D already in his Troy L. Smith interview said they brought that with them from Jamaica. So why is it so hard? Now, keep in mind, they weren't doing hip hop. These are disco people. Herc is the one. The Herculoid sound system is the one that mimics his native Jamaica. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Here we go. DJ John Brown. Don't need to talk about him. He's of no consequence. Dude used his government name. He played at the Plaza Tunnel. So what? All of a sudden, he's coming out the woodwork saying he's the dude. Smokey's the dude. Yeah, but you got Smokey on his Instagram page calling Herc the godfather of hip hop. Pete DJ Jones, disco. Grandmaster Flowers, disco. Cool DJ D, disco. Cool Herc, hip hop. Flash, hip hop. Bambaataa, hip hop. Breakout, hip hop. Mean Gene, hip hop. Theodore, hip hop. Casanova Fly, hip hop. Disco Wiz, hip hop. Charlie Chase, hip hop. And in the upcoming documentary, you're going to see the list of DJs that would be the hip hop DJs. And boy, are you going to be surprised with how many of them are Puerto Ricans. I got to say that again. You're going to be surprised. Oh, Raymond, be quiet, bro. You don't know what you're talking about. You have no idea. Well, y'all, peace, elbow grease. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Peace and elbow